Ladies and gentlemen, sooner than you expected, it's your boy Quis for another rousing episode of Quis's Couch. And welcome back, my guest from last episode, Nikki. Say what's up.
Hey, what's going on, Quis Couch? How y'all doing again?
Yep. Still probably not going to answer you, but that's all good.
I know they saying all right. That's okay.
That's what's crazy. They probably are saying that. If y'all talking to
I'm good. That's right.
If y'all talking to the computer, I'm gonna pray for y'all. But I had to have Nikki back because the last conversation was great. I enjoyed it profusely. I love talking to you. We go back. There's a program that we attended called Buffalo Prep. Shouts out to BP, Mama Cristo, and all the preppies. And it's a beautiful program because it takes really dirt poor children of color and gives them opportunity to go to private schools, to be tokens, quotas, whatever you want to call it, affirmative action. Shout out to Nichols, where I graduated. And it required that we have some type of intelligence. So basically, poor Black, Latino, and Native American children get an opportunity to, rub elbows with the elite. So that's where I know Nikki from. And since then, our lives took on two divergent paths. But it's nice to, catch up with somebody and just see how you have grown as adults, or grown into adults. So Nikki and I would like to talk about the battle of the sexes. I love the ladies. Nikki can tell you, sometimes to a fault. My wife can tell you that. But at the same time, I'm like a misogynistic feminist, or a feminist misogynist. I mean, I love women, but as a man and as a product of a misogynistic, racist society, I find myself with conflicting views. But one thing that I want to talk to you about, Nikki, is why are you women so cold and hard and passionateless in your relationship with a guy? And I find myself, and fellas, if I know some guys out there that can relate. I feel like I'm the girl in the relationship because I'm always whining about wanting to be hugged and loved and my feelings, and I want to be made to feel pretty and attractive, to my wife, and I find myself whining and feeling, vulnerable and insecure. And it's like, why are you ladies, why are you not like the girls on the romantic comedies? Why are you not like the ladies in the pornos? Like, is it just that those ideas were fabricated? Like, why are y'all so hard and mean? And why are so many of y'all single? And is there a relationship between that?
Well, I'm going to start off by only talking about myself. There are someone out there who are not looking to be independent. They're happy with being what's called 50s type wives, where they're home with the child and the man goes and provides, the traditional roles. There's some women out there that's fine,
They're called white women.
A traditional man, that's what you're looking for. But then you have the majority of women who have been raised on Disney movies and independent women and all that other good stuff are taking on that independence a bit too strongly, and they're becoming masculine. So what you're getting from them, all the aggression and all of that stuff, is the hatred that the mother had for whatever line of men, for her husband or whoever, and she passed that on to her daughter, who she wants to raise to be strong and doesn't need a man. And when you're a woman out of your traditional role of, let's say, we're going to call it need a man, but just because I can't think of another way to say it, you need the man.
I'm mad I just shook my head like you can see me, but yeah, continue, please. I'm just as bad as you saying what's up to the audience, and I'm up here nodding along as if, all right, but please continue. Yes.
I lost my train of thought there, but I'm going to start back from the beginning. There are women out there who they don't want the independence, and there are women out there raised, to be independent and strong. You don't need anything from a man, and all of that good stuff. And so those are the women that most men are coming across, because as women, we do become embittered, and as women, though men don't want to see it, we are the stronger species. We are the ones who take it all in.
Wait, what? Hold on, wait.
You disagree with me there, but let me finish.
Please, because, don't get too strong on me now, just to try to prove your point. I'm going to let you finish.
Okay, I'm going to speak on me. I'm a strong woman, and I'm stronger than most men. Let's say it like that.
God damn. Who are these men that you dealing with?
Anyways.
Wow. I mean, you stronger than most men? Oh, what? Can you, define, before you go further, define strength so that I'm clear of the criteria.
I don't mean physical strength.
Obviously, right.
On the ground and you do million push-ups. But me, I am head of household. I am breadwinner. I can take that role. And if I needed to step in and, let's say, be the man but not have a penis, I do that role, except I don't have a penis. Let's say that. You could put me up against any man, take care of my family, work my ass off, breadwinner, sacrifice, all that. I'm talking about in the traditional reversal. Let's say I'm stepping into the place place as the man.
I want to
Better
concede.
than a lot of men.
I want to concede. I want to concede the point, but then I just felt like I'd be validated just by conceding. I don't know, fellas. She hasn't made a loss. I mean, I was raised by a woman who did what it took to bring me to this point and raise 3 children by herself. Not because my father left, but which again, I felt like that was weak on his part. Like I'm mad at him for dying at such an early age. So I guess as you talked earlier in our conversation, we talked about poverty kind of being the root of a lot of evil. And I think of, William Lynch and the Lynch Letter. And for those who don't know, Google William Lynch, the Lynch Letter. But, he created, or that idea created this cycle of, especially amongst black people, women being the head of households and men kind of being a rolling stone, flittering in the wind and not being responsible. So that's one thing. I acknowledge that. I will concede that. I'm sorry to cut you off, but we got about 7 minutes left, and I really want to get to the crux because I wanted to hear your opinion. But everything you said makes sense. But still, what if, as a woman, you have a man who's there? Okay, he's working, he's taking care of the family. He might be working and you're not working. I know a lot of people like that who's in a situation where they are doing what they're supposed to, but yet they still feel like they're with a woman that's cold and hard. Like, all I want to know is, if you with a man, why are you not jumping on him all the time, in his lap, telling him you love him? Why can't we that? Why can't we get the, oh baby, I'm so attracted to you, I desire you so much? What do we got to do to get that? Do we got to like slap you around all the time? Do we got to cheat on you with your sister and drag you through your hair at your family reunion? Do we got to steal your car? What do we have to do to get love from you? Do we have to have you living in terror in order for you to respect us?
I'm sure for some females that's what they both, I'm sure that they love that, and it makes them feel like their man loves them, however strange that works. I'm sure some females that's what it takes. But for other females, especially females who have been raised to be independent, we want you to, because I can go both ways. It just depends on, I'm a little odd that way. It just depends. That woman, pay attention to what she's doing, like what she's doing, engage her on what she's doing, bring her into what you're doing, a lot of females, they don't like all that. So maybe just tell her, just keep it real with her, tell her, talk to her, ask her why. Can we bring it back to that point where we first met, when it was all hot and crazy and all that good stuff? How do we get that back? That's communication, and that's different with every relationship. That's not all women. It's still going to take communication, and sometimes that's hard, especially when one person doesn't want to talk because they so hurt and they feel so bad, and on and on and on and on. Sometimes you just gotta put it all out on the table, because most of the time, both in the relationship want that. They want to get back to that point, and they unhappy, and they don't know how because they won't talk because they mad.
Okay, but this is the problem. Even in our conversation, men and women, it's almost impossible to communicate because it's not a cliche. We speak different languages, and the reason why I say that, what most people may not realize, is that language is inherently misogynistic. It was created by a male power structure, by a misogynistic power structure. If you look at like feminine and masculine articles in all Germanic languages, shouts out to if I used that word correctly, but I'm pretty sure I did. May not pronounce it correctly, but look at Latin, French, Spanish. The male and female, la, el.
Our romance languages. I speak Spanish. We know about the romance languages.
Yeah, and then you look at English, and you look at the conceptualization.
The same way you can learn how a man speaks is the same way you can learn how you can learn these things. Are the people willing to learn these things?
That's a good point.
The opposite sex.
I think most men, like, as long as we can get our dick wet in the sandwich, I don't think we care enough to learn, because to us, I think a lot of what y'all be saying just be like, nah, and you just waiting, for something that validates you or strokes your ego or suggests you they're going to be fed or fucked. I think we really, as men, might be incapable of hearing you. The best we can do is shut up while y'all talking. And all we're doing usually is thinking like, when's she going to shut up? Although with you, I respect you enough that I do welcome your interaction, and that's a testament to you, maybe, or maybe I'm just an asshole. But I think in most cases, especially if we're intimate, I think most guys just don't want to hear all that jappa. And I don't know if women feel the same way. Do y'all? Do sometimes y'all just want us to shut up?
For me, I'm going to say no. I'm a person who likes to converse. See, I'm biased there. We have to have a conversation. We have to connect mentally with the issue. Can we fix it? That's how I am. So I'm biased on that. I can't speak for everybody else there. But I've never had a conversation with a man that wasn't interesting, where I wasn't, able to talk to that man. So again, I'm going to say, it's just for women to learn that, and it's for men to not just be like, oh, you just yap. Because the minute I hear, even if you say, even insinuate that I'm yap, and I'm done.
Well, I think what makes you different is that, as I alluded to earlier, you are a very intelligent woman. I didn't just allude to it. I explicitly said it. And I think that what separates men and women, and I don't think this, I'm pretty sure, is ration versus emotion, logic versus, a subjective response. Because of your chemical composition as a woman and serotonin and estrogen, you all tend more, and of course there's chemical imbalances, but you all tend more to lean to the more quote unquote, feminine side of mental being. And men, we tend to be more rational, cold. But then, as I said earlier, it shifts.
I disagree with that too, and say maybe you need to not think that, and maybe, all women, they have that side. All the women that like football and all are, wrestling and UFC, we are, there's a lot of us out there. Don't keep, you have to learn how to compartmentalize women, because a part of us are, yes, the traditional women, but then so many of us through going through things or just from life or whatever, they have that masculinity, and they really can identify with you at that level if you allow them to.
But you know what?
Bring them to that understanding so that y'all can converse on the same level.
When I think of my wife, you, Michelle, Marissa, the people I've had on the show, and my sister, both my sisters, all three of my sisters, although my youngest, I don't really, our relationship is not as like back and forth. Because she's like a half sister removed, just, how families be. But the sister I was raised with and the other sister who I've come to know, they both, all three of them are intelligent. And my sister I was raised with, Dominique, is very intelligent. My wife often says she's the female. You women that are like that, I maintain you're the exception, because you push yourselves to adopt and be able to operate in a male world in terms of logic and reason and intelligence. And I don't see that across the board. I don't see women pushing themselves. And as I'm saying this, I'm like, boy, you sound like a dick. So I don't know. I guess I'm trying to rationalize. Huh?
I mean, when some women who are raised by women are, they take on the attributes of their mother. Some men who are raised by their mother take on attributes of the mother. That goes back to, how your mother is, how your mother, we can go all the way back to childhood, and we can kind of sort everything out, and so as adults, that just goes to you realizing that, can change how you think and all that good stuff in the big picture and on and on.
No, I think people definitely need to change. And I think not just women. I think men can serve to read some books. And like I said in the last episode, it's not necessary when it comes to bettering yourself. It's not a man or woman thing. But I feel that you women outnumber us, 51 to 49%. And, you live longer. You have responsibility to get your shit tight because it's competitive. And if you're a woman out there that want a mate, especially a man, I think you need to step it up. Because for fellas, we can be obese and dirty and stinky and mean, and that actually will make us more attracted to the women. At our minimum, we're gonna get 2 to 10 women to deal with us. Whereas you ladies, many of you that are angry and lonely and bitter, and the question is, why is that? And I don't think you're wrong and guys are right. It's definitely a combination of the society we live in, but it's sad. And I think that a woman has to, if she's out there in a relationship or not a relationship, and she's called cold and frigid, I don't think it's enough to just accept it. I think you have to evaluate it and examine it.
And the only other thing I could say is, if you're going to say you're independent, be independent 100%, and you can't depend on a man for not one thing. If you're going to be bitter and lonely and independent and successful in your life and all that, do it 100%, because ain't no jumping back and forth, because that's just going to confuse everybody.
Right. Yeah.
Are you independent, or what do you want? Figure it out.
But what is independent? They say no man is an island. Is the flip side of that, some women are? I don't understand how you can be independent in a society of billions. How can your dildo or your vibrator, your bullet be enough for you? I don't understand. I couldn't imagine going home by myself.
Money. Yeah, these are people who coming home today, they're successful. That's only one small part of their life that they lack in. But they have everything else, and they're going to do everything they can to fill it in. And so, yeah, the vibrators and all of that is fine. They don't need no other person. They're happy with their money. That's the world we live in.
That's crazy to me. Your money can't hug you or talk to you or love you. But I see that our time is running out, unfortunately. Nikki, we got
some kind of something, they attach to that money like,
that's sick.
It's made out of paper. I don't understand it.
Listen,
that's how it is.
We got 10 seconds left, so let me sign off, and I will have you back. You have been an excellent guest. Thank you for being on the show. I got 10 seconds left. Quis' Qouch coming back. Last word, Nikki.
Thanks for having me. Check it out.
All right.